had no plan to talk about shares anytime soon, but some interesting figures are going up on those NSE charts. We have always known that there is inverse relationship between the price of shares and interest rates. And now that we know interest rate has been on a downward trajectory, shares on the other hand are on an upward trajectory. So if you get to check those NSE share prices and the changes in the charts, you realize that a lot of shares are in the gaining section, because in NSE you either see a report saying that we have some gainers, we have some losers, and some that remains unchanged. You find that majority of the shares are in the gaining part. So it's interesting that shares is quite an interesting area. If you have the money and you take up the risk, you can make some money. You can double your investment within a very short period. And personally, for once, and I checked on those figures and had to regret as to why I have never taken buying shares seriously. Personally, I just buy shares as a joke, and by jokes I mean, for one, to explore. I don't want to talk things about. I don't want. I don't like talking about things I have not tried myself. So before coming here to tell you how you can be able to open a CDSC account, how you can trade in shares, I have to try that myself. So that is one of the reasons why I have a CDS account, and by buying shares as a joke, it's that situation I find myself like I have a 500 bob that I want to waste, like a 500 bob like I want to risk hata ikipotea mi sina shida, so just go to the NSE portal and look for shares, and maybe shares are kina like Kengen. A good example is Kengen. And last year, I think mid last year, Kengen shares were worth 2 bob. And I just had a 500 bob that a 600 bob that I wanted to waste. Okay, to waste. Get the wasting is in quotes. So with the 300 bob, with the 600 bob, I was able to buy 300 shares za Kengen. And if you check the prices today for the Kengen shares, they are trading at somewhere above 4 shillings. It means that within months, the value of the shares has doubled. But now the problem with my investment is that it was so small. It was just a joke. And you get to realize that it has doubled. So if I had invested bigger and taken the risk and invested 100,000, it would mean that today that the 100,000 that I invested is worth 200. But owing to me, I only decided to risk jokingly 600 shillings, but it's worth 1,200 right now, and that's the trade for quite a number of shares. If you get to check, a number of shares has quite the prices has gone up. So if you happen to have some shares that you have been wanting to dispose, you can check the prices right now, get to compare the prices at which you bought the shares, and see whether it is a good deal to dispose them. So I think it's quite a good time to check on the investment in shares and maybe get to take it seriously. So, but it's a bit risky, but it's also an area that you can make some good fortune within some short period of time.